Okay, so talking about this new album universe, what was the main goal for Truck Fighters on this album? Do you wanted to prove yourself that you are a better band right now, or something like that?
And actually, we don't have a goal when we make an album. We just want to do things that we like and something that is a progression for ourselves. And yes, it feels fresh for us, so that we enjoy what we do.
Oh,
We don't before we do anything like music. We don't think that let's do something that sounds like this, or let's try to achieve this, because
oh,
that doesn't really fit with the way we think about music. We think music is just feeling and doing what you feel for at present time.
oh, great. So you are releasing the album through Fusorama Records and doing distribution with other labels. So I think it is better to keep it safe at home, I presume, your material.
Yeah, I mean, in Scandinavia we do license it out to Sony Music, but it's the same album, so it doesn't really matter in that way. It's more that it's nice to keep control of stuff, to release it in our own label and the rest of the world, and that also gives us the power to do whatever we feel like, as long as we can afford it. But I mean, we do some really fun editions of the vinyl. For example, we do a double 10-inch version, which I never ever seen before.
Yeah,
Found someone else to do that, and I think if you were on a major label, they would never do that for you because they would think it's too expensive or too strange.
exactly. Well, you release a Prophet, a single for Universe, right? Is a great song on the album. It's a great album, but I think that the single is not that representative of what you have done in Universe. Do you think it's that way?
Um, I think that single is a part of Universe, of course, but it doesn't represent the main feeling of the album. That track is more like one of the times where we go down a little bit from the heavy part of stuff and be a bit more melodic and moody, I would say.
Exactly.
But I mean, the Truckfighters music is a wide spectrum of feeling from an emotion, and it's not so easy to just put it in some shelf and say this is how it sounds. So for me, Prophet is a good single because it shows that we are a versatile band with a wide sound.
Exactly. And you mentioned before that you always want to progress in your music in every album. So, do you think Universe very different from all the other the Truck Drivers albums, or do you think it's a natural follower of what you have
Now,
done?
I mean, I think it's a natural evolution in some way. It's gone from Gravity X to Feet to Mania to Universe. If you know the old albums, you can recognize the way we're going to a little bit more progressive, more dynamic sound. Uh, so yeah, it's not like we intentionally try to do it one way or the other, but of course I recognize it as a Truck Fighters album, and people who listen to it can hear it's Truck Fighters. But it's not the same as the other albums. I think it has its own vibe to it.
Exactly. Well, man, in that documentary that you released almost 3 years ago with Josh Holm talking on the documentary and everything, you explained that normally some guy contacted you over the internet to play for you to play in his city, and all you requested was gas for the trip and basically a place to crash and everything. I presume that changed now, right?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So you're doing things differently now.
A little bit, of course. The thing is, we have too much to do to be able to do that kind of stuff. Then it's
Excellent.
harder. When you grow up, you also need to pay your bill and you have a kid to support, and the life gets back to you, I guess.
Okay. So how do you explain being there and now being the band as you are? Or how do you a band like you become big in the stoner rock field? Is the intense touring that you made? Is the good albums? What it is?
Yeah, I would say it's a mix between, of course, we've done hopefully super good albums, but also we have toured a lot and given good live shows to the people, and the rumor has finally spread.
Good. So, all the songs that appear on Universe were all the songs that you had, or did you save some songs?
No, we skipped one or two that we didn't
Yeah, they
find
were
to
not
be
that good
that
for the
good.
album, or what?
No, exactly. We think that those seven were really a perfect match together, and there was no idea to put songs that were just ordinary good to mix it up. And it's better to have only the super good songs on the album.
All right. If you can choose another song on Universe to be the next single, which song would you choose personally?
I would choose Mind Control, the first song.
Yeah, that's a good start for the album. All right, man. So you are playing in Spain soon,
Yeah,
and you are playing in Madrid with a band called the Dry Mouths. Have you checked them?
no, I haven't.
All right. What is it with you stoner bands, funny names like Truck Drivers, the Dry Mouths?
I don't know. It's like I think all genres somehow has attached to the names. I mean, every band wants to have a name that makes people know about which kind of music they play if they hear the name. I guess
Exactly.
in some way at least.
All right. So in November, you released a note on Facebook saying that you couldn't make the Spanish shows in this January, and after that, will they confirm the shows anyway? So what happened?
No, we had some issues there with the organization of the shows.
All right.
So at one point it was too much of a mess. The whole everything surrounding the show, the logistics and the backline and everything. There was no order to it, and just talking back and forward. So then we said it's no idea that we do this because it's just too much trouble for the fun. And then it took like a day or two, and another promoter stepped in and said, "We want to do this. This is our plan, and we're gonna do it like this." And they had everything ready, so we said, "Yeah, let's do it."
Okay. Well, if you have to compare the sound in Universe in this album, if you had to compare it to another five bands that you like, which other five bands would you choose that you will say,
Oh, that's hard. Tool, of course, is my favorite band.
yeah,
So I guess some inspiration is in there. What else can we find? Pearl Jam, perhaps, also a favorite.
yeah,
Queens of the Stone Age to a certain point, naturally. That's three.
you have two more.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Okej, har du någon bra band som har inspirerat Universe? Ja, men säg några. Jag kommer på tre. I also think Black Keys is